Hey, this is Charlie Harrington, Assistant Director of Outreach at the North Mississippi Get to College Center, and I'm here to show you how to create an FSA ID. So we're going to start at studentaid.gov, and we're going to simply click Create an Account. On the next page, it's going to tell us what we can use our account for, such as signing a master promissory note, completing loan counseling, as well as filling out the FAFSA. That's what we're interested in. It's also going to tell us what items we need to create an FSA ID. You have to have a social security number, and you need a mobile phone number and or an email address to verify your account. So let's get started. We're going to put in our personal identifiers, so we're starting with our first name, middle initial, last name, making sure that you put the full legal first name, no nicknames. Then we'll move on to birthday, and finally we'll put in social security number. Now there is a Show SSN button. If you click that button, it will show you what you've input for the entire thing, and I encourage you to verify this information. Out of everything that we're going to fill out, this is the most important page, and it's the biggest headache to fix. So if you make a mistake here, which it does happen, but I would definitely take a few seconds to verify this information, double check spellings, make sure all the numbers are correct before you move on, because again, it's the biggest headache to fix. It can take 7 to 10 business days. So we're going to click continue since we know everything is right, and now it's going to ask us to create a username. Alright, we're just going to be new student, first and last name. Uh-oh, that username's already in use. So that means we have to come up with something else that's unique. We can just add some numbers, which is my personal favorite thing to do, or you can come up with something completely different. Once we have it, it will turn green, so we're good to go, it's available. We need an email address on file, so let me type mine in real quick. After a couple of typos here and there, we'll get there eventually. Alright, and a password. So we can't use personal identifiers in our password. So we can't do new student because that's the student's first and last name. We're going to keep it simple though. We're going to do college with a capital C, and we're going to put some numbers because as you see right here, we have 4 requirements: a capital letter, a lowercase letter, a number, and it has to be 8 or more characters total. So we've satisfied all of those requirements. We click show password here to make sure that they match, and we're good to go. We can continue. Now it's going to ask for mailing address, so we're going to keep it simple here and put 123 College Street. We're going to put that in South Haven, Mississippi, and our zip code. Alright, we need a mobile phone number. Now, my phone number is already registered, so I can't use that, but let's just do this, 867-5309. Oh, and see that number's already in use as well. So instead of figuring out a random fake phone number to put in, I'm just going to leave it blank for now, but I highly encourage putting in a mobile phone number because of this feature right here, mobile phone account recovery. You want to go ahead and click yes to that because that will give your students a chance. If they get locked out of their FSA ID, they can just send a quick text message and get right back in. So definitely check that box if they're comfortable with it. So you have to provide either an email address or a phone number. I did provide a phone number, I did provide an email address, but because I clicked this yes box, it's also going to ask for the phone number, so I have to uncheck that before we can move forward. Alright, so now it's going to ask for required communications. Do you want to get those communications by email, which is recommended, or by postal mail, which is going to take longer, snail mail, so we're going to keep that with email. If you want to get information about other forgiveness programs, income-based repayment plans, and other communications, you can choose either email or text. I have to choose email for my student because we didn't put a phone number on there. And then of course, preferred language, we'll keep that English. Now we move on to our challenge questions. We have to select 4 challenge questions here. So I'm going to use the city that we were born in. I'm going to use mother's maiden name. I'm going to use high school mascot, if I can find it, there it is. And then I like to use one of 2 other, either the color of your first car, your father's middle name. If you can find whichever one you're comfortable with, but we'll just do father's middle name. So city we were born in, the student, I'm going to say is from South Haven since we put their address there. Mother's never been married, we'll just say that. So mother's maiden name would be new, so we're going to say new student is the last name. High school mascot, we're just going to say Tiger. And father's middle name, we're going to say, so student's middle name was with an A, we'll just say Alfred. Alright, now you may notice I did not type capitals on any of these because capitalization does not matter here. You can put everything all caps, you can put everything lowercase, that's not going to matter. However, it does matter if you space out. So my high school mascot is we were the Golden Wave. I can't type. So if I type 2 words and I space them out, I have to be sure that I remember that I put that space. Or if I make it as 1 word, I have to remember that as well. Okay, so we'll click continue, and now we confirm and verify all of our information. And the last thing we have to do is make sure that we agree to the federal student aid terms and conditions. After you do that, you'll click continue and you'll get your text message code and or your email code for verification. You'll type those 6-digit numbers in and you'll be on your way. And that's creating an FSA ID.